me, I came to understand that you cannot hold something against God. No one comes to God full. You must be broken. You can't say, I owe God this. You can't say, God is supposed to do this for me. After all, see what I left to come to Him. Because the pathways to every spirit is death. The pathways to the spiritual realm is death. And as long as a man is still living for the things of the flesh, he cannot access the spirit realm. So until you die to the things you once lived for, you cannot live to the things you were once dead for. Are you with me now? So follow me. I heard a young man preaching, and while he was ministering, he said, I've done so much for God. God has not blessed me now, but I believe that one day He will bless me. And as beautiful as that statement was, I was waiting, and I was paying keen attention to what he was saying. And then he said, I have a lot of sugar mummies that I can go to. I have a lot of Yahoo friends that I can meet and begin to press laptop and do one or two things and make money for myself. But I'm waiting patiently on God. And I knew that young man had a problem. Yes. You see, that is the mentality that keeps us away from our blessing. Even though we are seeking for it, but the mentality keeps us away from it. Because until you realize that you have nothing, you can't have something. As long as you still have something, as long as you still have an option, with God there is no option. When a man comes to God with options, when a man comes to God with varieties of options, then he has no access. Jesus said, if a man must come to me, he must carry his cross, he must be broken, he must be dead. As long as you still have something you live for, then you can't access the kingdom, you can't access God. So what I saw in this young man's statement was that he was still tied to the flesh one way or the other, even though he would admit it, because from his statement he represents that there are options that he left for God. But you can't leave anything for God. You can't say, God, I left this to follow you, therefore you have to bless me. No. As long as there is something that you left, you have not surrendered. This was why the wife of Lot was turned to a pillar of salt, because she remembered that there was something she left. And when she looked ahead on where God was taking them, she could not see the promise. She could not see a place of promise. She could not see a place of rest. She could not see the gold. She remembered that there was something she left. And whenever a man has a memory of what he left, there is always an adventure back to the past and an adventure away from God.